feel? Having a thought without the physical body?
Thought, wow. A thought without a physical body. No different. No different. A thought is a thought. A thought comes from your mind. Not from your brain. From your mind. Your mind is one thing, your brain is another. The brain is the receptor. The mind is the self. You see? So now if you ask me, how does it feel being in the self? That's another story. And I will answer, and I'll answer that question for you. Being in the self without a body, it is overwhelming because you have no boundaries. You are a thought. And as you are a thought, and as you recognize as a thought that you have no physical boundaries, you're boundless. And people say, wow, that's great. Well, be careful. Because if you don't have boundaries, how far can you go? And if you think that the law of cause and effect is not going to follow you, you're dead wrong. Because there's a universal law of balance. And if you don't have a physical body, and your mind go crazy, searching and searching and searching and searching and searching, you can get lost. Because you can be perceiving things that you still cannot understand. And as I explained before, higher truth is like math. If you go into algorithm not knowing how to get there, algorithm will mean nothing to you. It is like taking your car for a spin and getting lost through all these new subdivisions in your community. It already happened to me a couple of times. You get lost and you get disoriented. I'm driving. It's like the mind. I'm driving, I'm getting here, there, but it's taking me nowhere. I'm experiencing things that I am more disturbed than amused because I don't understand if I'm going north or south, or if I'm getting closer or far away from home. I don't know. So I get confused, and the confusion creates more confusion and creates more confusion. So it's not that easy. You see, that's going one direction. If I take you to the another direction, I can take you on a vortex with no end. So the mind, you gotta be careful because it's still here on Earth. You can be daydreaming all day long. What do you think is going to happen to you? Not because you are in mind form, that means that you are free to do everything, because it's more complicated than that. It is definitely more complicated than that. Being without a physical body is understanding that you are in essence a spiritual being. You know, you probably have heard many times before that someone, I don't know who said it at first, but some other people have been using the same term as we are spiritual beings having an earthly experience. Well, I go a step further and I say we are spiritual beings experiencing life through the senses. See the big difference? We are spiritual beings, but we are bounded to this physical body, so we can experience within our limitations life through the senses. We have 5 senses that we are fully aware of. There is a 6th sense, but you cannot get that 6th sense unless you shut down all those previous 5 senses. And if you have 5 senses and you lack one of them, let's say eyesight, you're going to be experiencing life through those remainder 4 senses. And if I keep shutting them down, you will realize that each remaining sense is actually fine-tuning itself so you can experience life at its fullest within your limitations. You see, it's all about experiencing life. It is like cooking. Nowadays, people make so many weird, different, exquisite dishes just to taste new things. Because humanity wants to keep experiencing life through the senses in every single aspect. And they want to keep going further and further and further and further away. If that's good or bad, I'm not here to judge that. I can and I will eventually, but I don't want to bring that subject right now. As it is, we're experiencing life through the senses. So if I walk away from those senses suddenly, abruptly, like it happened through a near-death experience, you're still going to have the reminiscences of those senses, because that's where you were bounded to for so many years. And when you find yourself here in this realm where there's no physical body, you're going to try to relate to this physical body so everything can make sense. So you're going to experience something and then you're going to bring it back with that memory of that physical body. So in my case, for instance, when I had my near-death experience in 1979, I did went into the void. And the void was total darkness. But I knew I was myself. That's the beauty of it. I knew that I was myself. Not with a physical body, but my essence. I knew I was me. I was myself. I didn't turn into a spirit, or I didn't turn into anything else. I was still myself, with the same feelings, the same understanding, the same complexity. Except the fact that I was in a place that I was totally unfamiliar with, yet I did recognize the existence of spiritual beings around me and a higher power. But not as I was taught for it to be. And that was the very confusing aspect of my life, you see. But how to answer your question, how does it feel to be a thought without a physical body? There's no difference. Because I am and you are. We are. We are thought. You see.